Respected viewers, today we are going to tell you such a shocking incident that you will be shocked to hear, because this incident is of an old woman who killed her grandsons with her own hands and of two brothers who became parrots. Stay with us to know the complete story. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. There lived a woodcutter in a village who had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. The woodcutter used to go to the forest and cut wood, and then he used to run his household with the money he got by selling them. The woodcutter's wife used to sit at home and sew clothes for people. The husband and wife together used to run their household. Despite being poor, they never allowed their children to feel the lack of anything. Both their sons were small and the daughter was elder. Her mother's wish was that her daughter should become a Hafiz Quran. She was just 7 years old, and she used to go to Jamia to study Quran. One day, the woodcutter went early in the morning to study the Quran. He went to the jungle to cut wood. His daughter went to her Jamia. 2 small children were playing in the courtyard. Their mother came down the stairs and suddenly fell to the ground. A lot of blood oozed out of her head. She died there. The small children were crying after seeing their mother. When it was evening, the woodcutter came home and saw that his wife had left this world. The woodcutter was very sad about the departure of his wife. The woodcutter was so shocked that he neither went to the jungle to cut wood, nor could he take care of his children. Then some people of the village advised the woodcutter to get married again, so that his second wife could take care of the children, and he could do his outside work comfortably. The woodcutter said that if I get married again, their stepmother will, instead of loving my children, she will torture them. I cannot tolerate that any harm comes to my children. That is why I have decided that I will never get married again. I will not do it. His daughter was still young, and she could not take responsibility for the house. Now the woodcutter used to wake up before the azan of Fajr. First of all, he used to prepare breakfast for the children, and after that, he used to send his daughter to Jamia and take his 2 younger sons along to cut wood. Now the difficult days of his life were passing like this. One day, the woodcutter and his friend went to the forest early in the morning to cut wood. He had just cut a few logs when the weather started getting very bad. Suddenly, a storm started coming. When he started leaving for his home, the weather had become very bad. There was such heavy rain and stormy winds. Both of them had to stand under a tree. Then, suddenly, heavy rain started, which was not stopping at all. The woodcutter was worried about his children who were alone at home today. While walking in the rain, he walked through the forest. Then, he saw a hut. He went towards that hut while getting wet. He knocked on the door of that hut. An old woman was seen in it. They asked permission from the old woman to come inside. The old woman allowed them to come inside. Both of them were quite wet. The old woman gave them hot food and then told them to drink hot milk. They were very happy after drinking milk and started thanking the old woman. Then, they rested in that hut for a while. When they got up, the rain had stopped. When they took permission from the old woman and started coming, the old woman said, "No, I cannot let you people go like this. One of you 2 will have to accept my condition." The woodcutter and his friend were surprised to know what the old woman's condition was. The old woman said, "I have become very old and I have a young daughter whom I want to marry. Now one of you will have to marry my daughter so that I can fulfill my duty." The old woman called her daughter. When her daughter came in front, both of them were surprised to see her because the old woman's daughter was very beautiful. Both mother and daughter lived alone in such a dense forest. It was a strange thing for both of them that the old woman started threatening both of them and said that if any of them did not marry her daughter, then both of them would keep wandering in the forest. "You will never find a way to go out of the forest." The woodcutter said, "Mother, I am already married. How can I marry again?" And the other one said in fear, "I am not capable of marriage, so I cannot marry anyone." He saved his life by telling a lie. Somehow, the old woman forcefully got her daughter married to the woodcutter and took them out of the jungle and sent them off. The woodcutter and his friend were very tired of walking. He started saying to his friend, "Friend, if my children come to know that I have married again, then what will happen? So, my children might get angry with me, and I don't want my children to have any kind of pain. I also don't want my wife to know that I already have children, and she should torture them and start hating them, so you have to help me." He told his friend, "I will send you to my house first in front of my wife, Then after that, I will take my wife to my house. You go to my house and take my children to your house. Then I will make some excuse to my wife and come to my children. And remember that my wife should not know about my 3 children." The woodcutter's friend said, "Okay, brother, I will help you." His wife fell asleep while resting, and he was begging his friend to help him. His friend said, "I will help you, don't worry." Then he woke up his wife and said that we should go home. "You have fallen asleep deeply." She quickly got up and said, "Okay, my king, I'm ready to go." The woodcutter said to his wife, "Now you have become my wife, and I was thinking that before leaving you should welcome me properly. That is why I am sending my friend to your house so that he can prepare for our welcome." The woodcutter's wife is very happy to hear this. Then the woodcutter signals his friend to go home and do what I have said and welcome us properly. The woodcutter sits under the same tree with his wife and keeps talking for a long time. Then the woodcutter tells his wife, "I think we should go home now." Then both of them get up from under the tree and start walking towards the house. When both husband and wife reach home, the woodcutter's friend's wife welcomes them properly. Then the woodcutter takes his wife to his room and says, "Wife, take some rest. I'm going out for some work." Then the woodcutter quickly goes to his friend's room. The woodcutter goes to his house where his children are present. As soon as he reaches there, the woodcutter hugs his 3 children and loves them a lot. He takes his children to the Imam of the mosque. The Imam of the mosque was a very pious and Allah-loving elder. The woodcutter's daughter and his wife had the Holy Quran. Hifaza was very kind-hearted. When the woodcutter told the whole incident to the Allah-loving elders, they happily kept these 3 children with them. Now those 3 children were with that Allah-loving elder and his wife. Those 3 children were given a separate room because the Allah-loving elder and his wife used to get up at night and pray to Allah. They did not want the sleep of these 3 children to be disturbed. When the woodcutter started leaving his children and going, then he folded his hands in front of the Allah-loving elder and said, "Please take care of my children. I will come to meet my children every day." That Allah-loving elder started saying to the woodcutter that from today these 3 children are our children, and I understand your helplessness very well. He was very happy to hear Allah Wale's words and went straight to his home from there. The woodcutter used to visit his children every day, and according to his status, he used to fulfill every wish of his children. When the woodcutter used to go to cut wood early in the morning, he used to first visit his children. The children used to stand at the door before their father's arrival. Slowly and gradually the days passed, and all the children became grown up. The woodcutter's daughter, Momna, had become a Hafiz Quran, and both the sons also used to pray to Allah with Allah Wale. They had become virtuous and prayed 5 times a day. When the woodcutter used to visit his children, he would not go back to his wife for many days. He loved his children very much. Due to the woodcutter's antics, his wife used to quarrel with the woodcutter, asking, "Where do you disappear from home for so many days?" Then one day, his wife thought, "My woodcutter husband is hiding something from me. I have to find out about him. After all, where does he go every day?" She was thinking so much when the woodcutter entered the house. His wife said, "Where have you been spending so many nights after so many days?" The woodcutter replied, "No, I have to stay overnight because I have a lot of work." His wife said, "I feel that you are hiding a lot from me." The woodcutter said, "No, my wife, I am not hiding anything from you. I only go out for work." His wife tried to ask him many times, but the woodcutter did not say anything to his wife. One day, when the woodcutter left the house early in the morning to cut wood, his wife started following the woodcutter. But the woodcutter, instead of going to the forest to cut wood, was going some other way. The woodcutter took fruits from a fruit tree, put them in a bag, and went straight towards a house. When the woodcutter reached the house, all his 3 children hugged their father. The woodcutter's wife was watching the whole thing, hiding behind her. She was surprised to see that her husband had kept this fact hidden from her for so many years, that he had 3 children. That is why the woodcutter never mentioned the child to be born to his wife. She came straight to her house, crying. Now the woodcutter's wife was only sad that her husband had children. That is why he never mentioned the child to her. She needed children. Now she started hating his children. She was burning in the fire of jealousy for them. She started thinking that if she was alone, I should make him alone too. Now she knew that the woodcutter had gone today, so he will come back home after a few days. Then she went crying to her mother in the jungle. She told her mother the whole incident. Her mother also got very angry with her. Her mother and the woodcutter's wife were Hindu women, so both mother and daughter together were burning with jealousy for those 3 Muslim children. And this Hindu old woman used to do many such evil acts, due to which she had destroyed many homes of people. The old woman consoled her daughter a lot. That daughter, "You don't worry, I will turn your husband's child into some animal, and then he will stay with you only." That Hindu old woman started saying, "That daughter, if someone already has a child, then what is the need for another child?" The old woman explained everything to her daughter and sent her home. One day the woodcutter's friend called the woodcutter and went to the jungle to cut wood. The woodcutter's wife took advantage of the opportunity and also followed him. That day the woodcutter did not go to meet his children, but the woodcutter's wife reached there. At that time no one was present with the children. Anyway, the Allah-loving old man had kept a separate room for the children. They were sitting inside the room reciting the Quran. The woodcutter's wife was still outside. She saw 2 beautiful young sons who were talking to each other. The sons also got worried seeing that woman, because at that time their father was supposed to come. Who was this woman and what was she doing here? The woodcutter's wife got very angry seeing those children. Then that Hindu woman started doing the ritual told by her mother about those sons. That Hindu woman took out 2 small shirts from under her dupatta, which belonged to a 1-year-old child. That Hindu woman started reciting some mantras on both the shirts, which her old mother had told. Then she threw 1 shirt on each of those 2 young sons. Both the woodcutter's sons assumed the form of parrots. "Let us take this." Her sister Momna was standing by the window and watching all this. When she saw that both her brothers had become parrots, she started crying, holding her breath. The Hindu woman quickly goes towards her house. When Momna comes towards her brothers, both the parrots fly away. The next day the woodcutter comes to meet his children, and then he sees, "Why did my sons not come out to meet me today?" The woodcutter knocks on the door a lot, but no sound comes from inside. After a long time, Momna opens the door and her father is standing in front of her. On seeing her father, she hugs him and starts crying and tells her father, "Abbajan, both my brothers have become parrots and have flown away." The woodcutter understood after listening to his daughter that my wife had come here. She must have done this. Momna started saying to her father, "Abbajan, do you know that woman? Who is she?" Then the woodcutter said, "Yes, daughter, I know. I am. Who is she? She is your stepmother. That is why I kept you people away from that woman, so that she does not torture you like a stepmother." Hearing this, Momina was looking at her father in surprise and was thinking that when did her father marry for the 2nd time? Today she was missing her mother a lot. Then she started saying to her daughter, Hafiz Quran, that "Daughter, come, you will stay with me right now." She was looking very scared and nervous. She started saying, "Father, we will leave in the morning." It was quite late at that time. The woodcutter said that, "Okay, I will take my daughter with me in the morning," but Momina was worried about her brothers at that time. After all, where did they go flying and in what condition would they be? She was crying a lot thinking about it. Now she had come to know that the one who separated her brothers from her was none other than her stepmother. Now she had decided that she would never go with her stepmother. When the woodcutter fell asleep at night, Momina opened the door and came out and went straight to the wife of that Allah-worshipping old man and told her the whole incident. She too got very upset after listening to her and then said, "Momina, daughter, you should sleep for now. As soon as it is morning, I will talk to Imam Sahab. He will have some trick to bring your brothers back." Momina takes him to sleep, but she does not get sleep. As soon as it is morning, she wakes up and goes towards the forest so that she can see her brother. Where is her brother at this time? She gets tired of walking and stands under a tree. Two women were passing from there who were talking to each other. One woman was saying to the other woman, "I have never seen such beautiful parrots in my life. They are very beautiful and look like a breed. They do not look like ordinary parrots." Momina quickly wipes her tears and goes to those women and says, "Tell me which parrots are these and where are you right now? I also want to see those parrots." The other woman said, "Why?" She said that there is a very deep forest, and on the other side of the forest there is a river. You have to cross that river and there is a hut there which looks very dangerous. In that hut, those two parrots live. That is why no one can steal those parrots, because it is a very dangerous hut. Daughter, if you go there, then you will have to face a lot of difficulties. Momina then goes to that Allah whale old man again and tells him the whole incident. The Allah whale old man gets worried after hearing this. After being silent for some time, Allah whale said, "Daughter, if you want to go, you can go to your brothers. Your father is also very worried, but I have explained to your father that if you love your daughter's life now, then don't take her to your house. Your stepmother is a very dangerous woman." Then those Allah wale old man took Momina along and started walking towards the same forest, so that Momina does not face any difficulty on the way. When the Allah wale buzur reached the hut with Momina, there were skulls of wild animals around the hut. Many dead bones were lying there. A very big lion was standing there which was about to attack them. The Allah wale buzur was reading something in his mouth, and while reading, he came close to the lion. He lovingly stroked his hand on the head of the lion. Then the lion quietly went towards the jungle. When both Allah wale buzur and Momina went inside the hut, no one was present inside the hut. The Allah wale buzur said, "Daughter, do this. You hide behind this window and I will hide behind this door so that we can find out who lives in this hut." Then after some time, those parrots flew inside the hut through the window and came and sat in that hut. When Momina saw that, she realized these are the same parrots which were with her. Momina could not stop herself, and she ran towards those parrots. And those parrots also recognized their sister. They started telling something to their sister by saying something, but she was not able to understand anything. Those Allah elders understood what those parrots were saying. Allah's elder told Momna's daughter, "Your brothers are saying that you should leave here, otherwise then that Hindu woman will make you her captive too. It is not so easy to go from here now." But that Hafiz Quran girl cries a lot. She says, "No, I will take my brothers with me. I cannot leave them here and go." Then that Hafiz Quran girl comes to Allah elder and says that there will be some solution for this. That Allah elder says, "For this, I will have to stay here tonight. After that, I will tell you what we have to do for this." Momna was also a Hafiz Quran girl. She did wuzu and then she sat down. She kept reciting the Quran in front of the old man of Allah. It was just midnight when Momina fell asleep, but the old man of Allah kept praying to Allah all night. When it was morning, he told that Hafiz Quran girl, that daughter, "Tonight I have prayed a special prayer so that you can get your brother back, but for that, a blood relation is needed. Only a blood relation can do all this, but while doing this ritual, you will have to face many problems. You will have to bear all this silently. That Hindu woman had done her ritual in 3 minutes, and you have to complete this ritual in 3 years. That Hafiz. The girl Momna says to the old man of Allah, "Can you tell me the solution to this problem? I will save my brother's lives even by sacrificing my own." Hearing this, the old man of Allah and the parrots got teary-eyed. The old man of Allah told them that this was a very old box. You will find 2 shirts in it. You have to take flowers from the tree and stitch them on the shirts. Before stitching each flower, you will have to recite the Quran. After completing 1 surah, you will start the 2nd flower. When you have stitched all the flowers on both the shirts, then you should throw both the shirts on your brother one by one. Both your brothers will be back in human form. And daughter, listen to me. There are some conditions in this act which you must fulfill. You will keep reciting the Quran in your mouth all the time. Allah has made you a Hafiz Quran, and you can do this very easily. And the second thing is that you will neither talk to anyone nor laugh until this act is over. Neither you are sick, nor you will talk to anyone by any gesture. From the beginning till the end, you will not be with the Holy Quran. Leave, and you have to complete this ritual in 3 years. And if you are not able to complete this ritual in 3 years, then she will kill your brothers. That Hafiz Quran girl says while wiping her tears that I am ready to do anything. I will not let anything happen to my brothers. You just pray for me so that I succeed in my aim. That Allah-worshipping elder started saying that, daughter, this ritual is very difficult. If you complete this ritual, then along with your brothers, these 2 Hindu women will also be finished. Then your stepmother cannot do anything. Then that Allah-worshipping elder started saying, daughter, let us go from here now. I think that Hindu woman will be coming here now. Come quickly, take those 2 shirts from this box. Hafiz Quran girl cries a lot after seeing her brothers. Then she takes out 2 shirts from that box, which are of very dark color. She goes back to their house with that Allah-worshipping old man. Now the girl is wandering around looking for flowers that might be growing on the tree. One day, while she is searching for flowers, it becomes night and she sits under a tree. She continues reciting the Quran continuously. She does not talk to anyone. She's sitting under the tree and scratching the ground. A flower falls from above which looks exactly like a star. She catches hold of that flower and starts crushing it. She was unaware of the fact that she was searching for these flowers. When she lies down under that tree for a while, her eyes fall on that tree where there are a lot of such flowers. She starts thinking in her heart, I have been wandering for a long time in search of these flowers. Then the next morning she goes home and brings her 2 shirts. She is sitting under the same tree and putting flowers on her shirt. When she sees a handsome young man coming towards her, she sees a beautiful young man coming towards her. It is seen that the boy looking at that Hafiz Quran girl said that she is a very beautiful girl sitting alone in the jungle. What is she sewing? Let me go to her and ask who is she and what is she doing? The young boy comes in front of her and says, Hey girl, what are you doing here alone? Now that Hafiz Quran girl was listening to him silently, she did not say anything. She kept on doing her work like this. That boy asks the girl many times, but she remained silent. Then that boy started thinking that maybe this girl is deaf and dumb, that is why she's not listening to anything I say and neither is she giving any reply to it. That boy started saying to her, why are you sitting alone in such a big jungle? If you are alone, then I can marry you. On this, she remained silent. If she had spoken, then she would have lost both her brothers forever. That boy was repeatedly asking the same question to that girl that marries me and comes with me. Then that girl kept both the shirts at one place and tied some flowers in her palu and started walking with that boy, and the boy went straight to Imam Masjid. He went to the elder and said that this girl is deaf and dumb, please get me married to this girl. When that Allah-loving elder saw that Hafiz Quran girl, he understood why she was not speaking. Then that Allah-loving elder thought that this girl should get married. Then the Allah-loving elder got her married. Then that boy brought that girl with him to his house. That girl's mother was very surprised to see her daughter-in-law because this girl was very beautiful, but was from a poor family. But her mother wanted to get her son married with a lot of pomp, and in a high-class family. She was telling her son that she said that, son, I don't know what dreams I was seeing for your marriage, but you have shattered all my dreams now. How will I show my face to my family? My son has married a beautiful statue. She can neither speak nor hear. Our family is such a high family. You are my son. There was a line of proposals in front of you, and what have you done? My son. Her mother sat in a corner holding her head. Her son tried to convince his mother a lot, but she was not ready to listen to anyone. She got up in anger and went to her room. Then her son took his wife to the room. Now her mother-in-law was making plans to kill her daughter-in-law. She told her maid to mix poison in my daughter-in-law's milk and give it to her so that this deaf, dumb woman dies and my son's life is saved. One day her maid did the same thing. She poured milk in a glass and mixed poison in it and took it to her room and said that Choti Rani mother has sent this milk for you. You drink it, maid. The milk in the glass was on the side table. She leaves from there. When the girl holding the milk falls from her hand, the milk falls on the ground. A cat comes walking from there and starts drinking her milk. The cat starts writhing as soon as it drinks the milk, and poor Momina is thinking, what happened to the cat? Then, slowly, the cat starts writhing and dies. Momina understood as soon as she saw the cat that her mother-in-law had tried to kill her by mixing poison in the milk. Now she was thinking that from today onwards, I will not eat anything from anyone's hands in this house. I have to stay alive for 3 years for my brothers so that I can do this ritual. After that, if I die, then I will not be sad. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Time kept passing. She was continuing her ritual. Then one day, Allah blessed her with a son. Her mother-in-law, instead of being happy about seeing her grandson, became worried and started thinking that she would not let this child become the heir of her family. She is deaf and dumb. Tomorrow, someone else in my family can also be born deaf and dumb. That's why I will kill this child right now. Her mother-in-law picks up her grandson and throws him on the ground. Blood starts oozing out of his head and mouth. The child dies in agony and a lot of blood is scattered below. She applies the child's blood on Momina's face, hands and feet. Seeing her child dying in agony, she neither cries nor says anything. She just bears everything silently. Then her mother-in-law tells her maid to pick up this child and throw him in the garbage. He is not worthy of becoming the heir of my family. Then when her son comes home, her mother-in-law starts crying and wailing and tells her son, "Son, come here and see, your wife has killed her child. Look, her hands and mouth have grown with her child's blood. She has eaten her child. This is shocking to me. Somebody, she seems like a cannibal, listen to me, don't leave your daughter-in-law alive. You should also kill her. She killed me before I could even hold my grandson in my arms. She ate my grandson in front of me." Her son said, "What are you saying, mother? How can a mother eat her child? How can she kill him?" His mother said, "Okay, son, you trust your witch wife more than me." He went to his wife and holding her face said, "I know you can't do this. My heart says you are innocent. You killed your child." He didn't say anything to his Hafiz Quran wife because he had a lot of faith in his wife that she could never do this. Time kept passing like this. Neither could she go to the elder of Allah and say anything, nor could she tell her story to anyone. She kept roaming around with such a mountain of sorrow on her and continued her actions. Then it was 2 years after her marriage, she gave birth to a son again, and the maid came and told her mistress that your daughter-in-law has again given birth to a son. That son was very handsome and healthy like the first son. Her mother-in-law immediately went to the room. She again got very angry with her daughter-in-law. She tried many times to kill her daughter-in-law, but she had never eaten anything prepared by anyone else. And when she was drunk, sometimes she would spill oil on the stairs and sometimes she would push her. But it is said that who can taste the one whom Allah protects? Her mother-in-law went to the room and saw that a beautiful child was playing in her lap. Her mother-in-law takes the child from her daughter-in-law's lap, but she does not give the child. She forcibly snatches the child from her hand. She snatches the child and throws him on the ground once again. The child dies due to a head injury. A lot of blood is flowing out, and in this way, her second child dies. She neither cries nor says anything to anyone. She just silently gathers all the sorrow in her heart. Her mother-in-law catches the child's blood and smears it on his face, hands and feet, and tells her maid to pick up the child and throw him out. Then later, crying again, she calls her son and says, "Son, come to the room quickly and see what the daughter-in-law has done." The son, listening to his mother, came running to the room. His mother started telling her son, "Son, look, your wife has killed and eaten her second child as well." The husband was very angry with his wife and was crying because his heart was not giving testimony that his wife killed and ate her child. That Hafiz Quran girl Momina had completely prepared one shirt, and there was some time left for the second shirt to be ready. There was still some time left for her marriage to complete a year. This time when she was in the hospital, she cried a lot because this was her only sorrow, that her mother-in-law will kill that child again. A mother cannot tolerate her child being killed in front of her, and every time she would hold a stone in her heart, she did not let anyone know that she was pregnant, and for the whole 9 months, she did not come out of her room. Her mother-in-law, anyway, did not like to see her face, and days passed like this. She again gave birth to a third child. He was also very beautiful like the others. As soon as her mother-in-law heard the sound of the child crying, she died. Then she came running to her room. She saw that she has again given birth to a beautiful son. For the third time, she again does the same drama, snatches her child and throws the child on the ground. She cries, screaming and shouts, and suddenly becomes silent while crying because her child has died once again. Her mother-in-law again applies the blood of that child on her hands and feet, and shouting calls her son, "That son, this cannibal wife of yours has killed her once again. She killed and ate her child again. If you don't believe me, then it's fine, I will go away from you forever. You should stay with this ill-fated witch who eats her child." He went to his wife Momina and said that this means that, "Mother, what you are saying is true. You eat my child every time. You are a witch and a thief. I have gone mad after you saw your innocent, beautiful face. You ate my 3 children. I did not believe my mother." She was quietly listening to her husband but could not say anything, and neither could she cry. He shouted and said, "Mother, you do not need to go anywhere. She is a witch. She will be punished for her crimes." He told his servants that this witch should be burnt alive today itself. She keeps making flowers on her shirt all the time, and these shirts should also be burnt with her. This news slowly spreads in the entire area that a girl is killing her husband. As soon as the children are born, she kills and eats them, and today her husband is punishing her for her deeds. She has been ordered to be burnt alive. When the Allah-worshipping elders come to know about this, they pray to Allah, "O Allah, why is an innocent being punished? First, her mother killed her children, and now they want to kill that innocent girl." The Allah-worshipping elders are praying to Allah, and on the other side, they collect wood together and make the girl sit in the middle of them. And she is praying to Allah in her heart and calling her brothers to her because she spends 9 years doing this. She is calling her brothers in her heart, "Brothers, if you can hear the voice of my heart, then leave everything and come to me, because these people are burning me, and I want to see you people in human form before I am burnt." The Allah-worshipping elders go to those parrots, and those parrots fly and come to their sister. Their sister throws both the shirts one by one on her brother. Both the brothers take the form of humans instead of parrots, and she is very happy to see them. Then her brother says, "Stop, you cannot punish our sister." Momina's husband said, "Who are you people, and how can she be your sister?" Then her brother tells the whole incident to his sister's husband. Her husband, on hearing this, goes towards his wife and says that you can speak and can also listen. The girl said that yes, I can speak and can also listen. Then her husband said, "Tell me then, why did you kill our children? Why did you commit such a crime?" Momina was crying openly today. She was asking in agony, how can any mother kill her child and then kill him? The killer of my 3 children is none other than your mother. Whenever my child was born, your mother would catch him and throw him on the ground and kill him. And my child would die in agony right in front of my eyes. I was doing some special rituals for my brothers. I could neither cry nor tell anyone anything. After knowing the truth from his wife, he is completely shattered. And he also cries a lot and goes to his mother. He says, "Mother, you killed me and my children so mercilessly, and blamed my wife. My pious wife used to read namaz 5 times a day, and today I have come to know that my wife is a Hafiz Quran girl." Her mother started apologizing to her son and said, "Son, please forgive me. I was not able to tolerate my daughter-in-law being deaf and dumb. That is why I took this step to throw her out. She did all this for him, but she has a lot of patience." Her son said, "No, mother, from today I am not your son is dead. I am leaving this house forever." But Momna was not ready to go with her husband. She said that no, now we cannot punish our mother so much. She is asking for forgiveness from you. Please forgive her once. Despite knowing all this, her mother-in-law killed her 3 children with her. She still forgave her. He said to his wife that you have a big heart. The girl who can do her strictness for 3 years for her brothers, that girl can do a lot for her husband and her children too. I am very happy that my wife is a pious and Hafiz Quran girl. That Hafiz Quran girl goes to the elder of Allah and thanks him, and then everyone starts living a happy life. Respected Nazreen, to what extent can a sister go for her brothers, even if she has to forgive her children? Sister is a small word, but believe me, it is filled with so much love, this word is filled with so much love that no one can compete with it. Subhanallah, I pray to Allah that Allah keep the relation of these siblings safe forever. May Allah never let any kind of rift come in the relation of these siblings. And in the end, I pray to Allah that may Allah grant us the ability to learn a lesson from such an incident. Amen. Share this video with others. It is possible that this feeling reaches someone's heart through one of your shares, and Sadaqah is available for all of us.